Okay. We got Stories from Seoul, the Tales from the Gundog. And it's a demo. It was in my on my like recommended when I went to download add to my library the PlayStation games for May, like PlayStation Plus free games. It looked really good. It's like a little visual novel, but it's like made like for, you know, like the PC-88, stuff like that. Like Princess Maker 2, which is one of my favorite games that comes out on a remake port on July 11th, hopefully. So, but yeah, I love the style of pixel art. But there's like, there's dojo modes, video mode. I don't know. And it's made with Rinpi, a visual novel maker. But yeah, I hadn't heard anything about this game until I got the demo, and then I went to look to see if it was for sale yet. And it's not. It's just like pending. It doesn't have a... But yeah, I felt like playing this when I first downloaded it, but didn't have the energy. I played too much Overwatch 2, grinding the Battle Pass. I wanted the Sombra Mirrorwatch outfit, and then Double XP event. And RuneScape happened, and I just grind it every day. So I did not have energy to play this. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdown from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories, and the Jovian United Colony fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. That's really tiny text for this TV. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Carlian territories and the Jovian United Colony fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that could decide the war's victor. Yeah, I'm playing on a 13-inch tube television, so lunar orbit. Aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kalike. Ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to play this. That's even tinier. You reflectively tighten your grip on your armored I can't read that. Twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberate through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the freight's subsystem. As you squeeze the controls tighter, the plastic casings creak under the pressure. Not very well made, then. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of a huge shock wave that are baffling the Kalite, the carrier that you're stationed on. Each one is a near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. Try to push the thought free from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing, but you've already realized that their frequency means the Kalite must be approaching the front line. I didn't read that. Oops. You feel your throat tighten. Situations are as good as the real simulations are as good as the real thing. That's what your trainer told all of you. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training, exercises in real armored. I don't think that's right, but I have no idea what that word is because it is very tiny on my little TV. Before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulations meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. You overheard the rumors, though. Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone who could fight. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from the Europe colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training has taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Weather. Maintenance crew. Sound only. Kalite S. This is flight deck. We're preparing your squad for takeoff, running last minute diagnostics on your... I was gonna say freight. Activating all systems. Now. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have your spaceborne in a few minutes. We're ready to show all those Terrans who's boss. Damn straight, ready to kick some ass. Yeah, can't wait to get out there. It's gonna, you stammer, trying your best to convince not the engineer, but yourself, that you're ready for what is waiting for you. Whoa, take a breath there, Kalite S. Or Kalite 5, I guess it is. It's not gonna be that bad out. No need to get it all riled up. There in the hangar. Tell you what, pilot. What's your name? What's your first name, pilot? Standard for these type of RPGs. Okay, Cassius, what's your surname? Yeah. I'll go with they, them. Okay, Edson, Cassius, first up. Take a deep breath for me. In and out. Nice and slow. You got that? I swear I've typed Cassius. Draw in a long breath and hold it. Then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow, and some of the tension in your body slip away. You still feel on edge and feel slightly more in control. That's good. Alright, there. As you go. Now listen up, Vincent. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there. The way I've heard it is that all the Terrans' best pilots are taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the ones who've been leading the charge today, so they're the ones that are taking all the flack. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's line of defense. But between you and I, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. A buddy of mine in operations said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, I figure this is going to be bad. This is going to be like total slaughter. Like we're just cannon fodder. You hear a dog ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than the engineers breaking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here is a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all revved up and ready to go. Probably spent more time in this one than I have with my own kid. Ha. So don't you worry. Remember what they taught you in training and leave the rest up to her and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious and it's starting to rub off on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're not up straight, and the soft hum of the freight system now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, I think. Martians have done all the hard work. So we're sitting pretty here in our top-of-the-line frames, yeah. Nothing to worry about. That's good. So Ensign Cassius, yeah. We mistyped Cassius. How are you feeling about things now? Managed to reply with something preppy and upbeat, but at the last moment the words catch in your throat. You almost managed to reply with something preppy and upbeat, but at the last moment the words catch in your throat. It's very small text. Like, it is like less than 8-point font. If you were a if this were simple mopping up option, why is it happening in lunar orbit and not near Earth? Why were some of those explosions so close to the flight? These questions churn in your head and you grip the flight sticks again. Hey, Ensign, you're still in there. Girl still green. I said, how are you feeling? Oh, sorry. Calm's green, yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to kick ass and everything. You lie. That's the spirit, kid. Just remember what I said to you. Look after that freight and she'll look after you. Ain't no thing. Left alone with your thoughts, you turn back to the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the seconds flick away on the cockpit clock whilst you wait for the order to launch. The wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks as you'd already completed them. Then you board it. But I guess board it. Nothing has changed. Alright, pilots, listen up. This is Fluke 1. We're cleared to launch, so be ready for immediate action. Light. All frames will be taking off to the destination. Off in the destination orders. Attack formation. Sound off. Flight 2. Ready. Flight 3, ready. Flight 4 here, ready to take off. Flight 5, confirm your stats. Oh yeah, Flight 5, standing by. Keep it together, Flight 5. Flight 6? Flight 6 ready. Alright, Flight Squadron, move out. Flight 1 launching, Flight 2 launching, Flight 3 launching, Flight 4 moving out. Roll call your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards the combat zone. Sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Flight 4 declare their launch, you know your time has come. Disengage the restraints and repair yourself. Flight 5 launching. You shout as you slam the flight sticks forward for maximum thrust. Warning, sound only. Flight 5. Abort, launch and cut thrusters. Flight 5. Abort launch, cut thrusters. The engineer's instructions barely register in the confusion as you're jerked around in the cockpit. Your helmet slamming on the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back in your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warning flash all over the monitor and siren alert sound out all over the cockpit. Flight 5! Abort launch, and cut thrusters. It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineers, but once you do, you quickly pull the flight sticks back to their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engines dies and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince at the metallic taste of blood as the metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Flight 5. Hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept the disengage command, so you're still attached to the flight. We're going to need to run a diagnostic. Shouldn't take too long. I'm going to bet the, whatever this mobile suit is, Gundam or otherwise, it didn't want to go. It knew something, it sensed my pilot's unease, and it was like, no, I'm not going. You slump in the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply. Your heart still pounding a million times per minute, and your lips stinging. Continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communications channel from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Yeah, looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register from, Unit 5, alright, yeah. So, get Unit 6 out. No sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostics, then reboot it. Then reboot if necessary. Flight 6 launching. What do you mean hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars, at least. Who was assigned Unit 5? Oh, fine. Shut down the system and run the diagnostic again. Let's frame up there in the next 5 minutes. Fleet 5, we're going to shut down your frame's systems for a moment so we can run diagnostics. Stay ready though. We'll have you launching soon. Flight 5, understood. Ready and waiting. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight sticks and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them. You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This was what you wanted, wasn't it? You spent so long worrying about this mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours, and now it looks like that was all for nothing. You got what you wanted, and you were safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier and an inactive armored frame anyway. Your smile widens inadvertently at the thought. Getting shot down and in an active frame, still in its restraints. You become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of your squadron. When they returned, you'd be the laughing stock of the entire flight. A pilot who spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You dodged a bullet, but you'd never... This is Flight 6. They've cut off the flight point. There's more. There's a whole squadron of carriers coming in from E-field. Flight 1. They're going to cut you off from the fleet. They're... Flight 6 signal disappearing as you all bolt upright, as you begin pressing buttons trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. Signal lost. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to events unfold. Flight 6, respond. Flight 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-field? Ma'am, Flight 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's Hold it together, Flight 4. All units, form up. Defensive formation. I said, all units, Flight 2, don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh God, ma'am, help. In an instant, your communications channels is flooded with the cries of horror and panic. You hear your squad wails, your fellow pilots. Exclamations of fear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey, what's up? Who's out there? Engineering. Huh? Get me ready. I can't help. Get me ready to launch. Engineering. They're getting yelled out there. They're getting killed out there. I need to get out now. You shout demands to get your frame ready to launch over the channel. But you get with no response. In the dark of the cockpit and your controls are responsive, you can't be sure whether the channel is closed or if no one is listening. With all the attention turned to receiving the battle damage units from your squad. Listen to me. Anyone get out there. Get us out there. You desperately begin attempting to manually override your systems but find nothing responds to you. The only spark of life that you can see from your frame is a small diagnostic progress bar. I need to be out there. Anyone, hey. And one last effort attempt. You begin hammering on your cockpit. Wails helping you to get the attention of the engineers. Walls hoping to get attention of the engineers. You could hear outside earlier. The entire time of chaos in the combat in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. There's 3, 4 on me. I've lost my shield. I can't shake them. They're everywhere. They're... Signal lost. This line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4. On me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Signal lost. Ma'am, come on, ma'am. Oh no, oh god, oh. One by one, your squad signals disappear, and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by the gentle hiss of static. You're hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Flight 5. Ready for takeoff. October 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martians and Jovian forces. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. The conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian-Jovian alliance concluded, the Kalite and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. I called it Europe earlier. Planetary Calendar 214, April 19th. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Cassio resigned to secretary detail aboard various Jovian ships. They are eventually promoted to lieutenant. 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrol near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. Oh, excuse me. Patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. Yeah, I won't be able to play this when it releases on this TV. It's too small, too punched over reading it. Too difficult. I'll have to play it on my big TV. For the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. Jovian space. Screen's cracked. As the rumble of the Gundog's engines roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're from engines, docking class, or weapons drills, still fills your stomach into knots, ties your stomach into knots. A bad trait for the ship's security officer. Shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before slowly stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the door closed. Feel the clench as it locks into place and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush again. the surroundings. Looking back, you look around the room. Take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Unless you start from your first posting as a security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar as all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select the look button to examine your surroundings by selecting items of interest. Select it again when you're done. Standard crew bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in them all. Although this is one of the nicer ones I've been assigned to. The wall panel can be removed by prying it with a thin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. Looks like this one's not been touched though. It's just a normal storage unit. I travel light. So mine only has clothes in it. These controls the room lighting for the bed. I keep my books here too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champions series. This terminal lets me access a ship's computer. It's got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. I can also access records by order from here, but for anything else I need to access the core, which is something, I guess, restricted to those in operations or command. Standard door with electronic lock and magnetic bolting system. The only way in or out unless you plan on getting creative with the maintenance tunnels. Select the use button to interact with your surroundings by selecting specific objects to use them. Select the button again when you're done. Light switch for the rest of the room is here. Should I use it? Okay then. In the dark. Light switch for the rest of the room is here. Should I use it? That's creative that it turned to a flashlight. Yeah. I've only just boarded, and it's still on the middle of the day based on Jovian Standard Time. There's nothing in here right now that I need just for my uniforms and some toiletries. Oh, it looks like I've been instructed to report to the bridge to see the captain. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late, and I just about made it aboard before lunch. This is the way to my next assignment. I should get going soon. Select the move button to move to a different location from a list of options. If you change your mind, select the button again. Corridor 1. Step out into the empty corridor, and the door to your quarters gently hisses shut behind you. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps, and you hear the lock engage. Dull thrum of the ship's systems is barely audible, but otherwise you're stood in total silence. Air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point it doesn't surprise you. So this is a Swift-class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarters block, I'll be in the foreside thoroughfare. If I right towards the aft, I'll arrive in the center hub, and then I can head to the bridge. Hi. 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 Neptune just came. This is hello. Hanson crew. This is gonna be really hard to read. I can't read their names, because I don't know, like, with the small text, the thing is, I guess at a lot of the words when I'm reading it, when this text is so small. But with word names and stuff, with especially characters, I don't know them, so I can't guess. But yeah, I won't be able to play this on this TV. Golden Bees, can't say I've run into any other ship. That's all I'm looking for. I guess it's not selecting that. It's not anymore. Yeah, I don't know why the text is so tiny. Like, especially when the other text in this is so huge. You leave the crew block behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left, and with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. Your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. Very quick breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of fresh activity out. Didn't hit one, hit low, hit Oh, lovely. Thank you, game. An exception has occurred. We're running game code. While running game code. Okay. Just have to ignore, I guess, it's done. If I can get it to work. Yeah, I can't get it to select it anymore. Okay, there we go. Oh, quit.